In the hushed corridors of hospitals, where life and death dance their eternal waltz, there exists a realm beyond the clinical sterility of medical science, a dimension where the boundary between the physical and the metaphysical blurs into a haunting landscape of unexplained experiences. Nurses and doctors, those guardians of human vulnerability, often speak in whispers about encounters that defy rational explanation. These are not mere ghost stories told around campfires, but profound testimonies of witnesses who have stood at the precipice between consciousness and something far more mysterious. Take the case of Elizabeth Hartley, a veteran nurse with 30 years of experience at Memorial Central Hospital. On a particularly quiet night shift in the oncology ward, she encountered something that would forever challenge her understanding of reality. As she was checking the vitals of a terminally ill patient, an elderly man named Robert Thompson, she felt an inexplicable chill sweep through the room. Robert had been battling advanced stage cancer for months, his body a mere shell of its former self. That night, as Elizabeth approached his bed, she noticed something extraordinary. Despite being sedated and seemingly unconscious, Robert's eyes were open, not in the vacant, unfocused way of a dying patient, but with an intensity that suggested profound awareness. What happened next defied medical logic. Robert's hand, which had been limp and unresponsive for weeks, slowly rose and pointed towards the far corner of the room. Elizabeth followed his gaze and saw nothing at first. But then, gradually, a translucent figure began to take shape. It wasn't threatening or frightening, but serene, almost welcoming. The figure resembled a woman in her mid-40s, dressed in what appeared to be clothing from the 1950s. She stood quietly, watching Robert with an expression of profound compassion. Elizabeth would later describe the apparition as looking like a family member, someone who had been waiting, perhaps for decades, to guide Robert home. Within moments of this spectral visitation, Robert's vital signs began to stabilize. His labored breathing became calm, and a sense of profound peace descended upon the room. When the morning shift arrived, they found Robert had passed away during the night, but with a smile of remarkable tranquility etched upon his face. This was not an isolated incident. Hospitals, by their very nature, are liminal spaces where human experiences are at their most raw and vulnerable. They are places of profound transition, where souls enter and exit the physical realm with remarkable frequency. Dr. Marcus Rodriguez, a respected oncologist at St. Mary's Hospital, has collected numerous accounts from colleagues that challenge conventional medical understanding. He speaks of patients who, in their final moments, engage in conversations with unseen entities, describing them with remarkable clarity and emotional depth. One particularly striking case involved a young woman named Sarah Collins, who was battling an aggressive form of leukemia. During her final days, she would often describe conversations with her deceased grandmother, providing details about family history that she could not have known through conventional means. Medical professionals are trained to be skeptical, to rely on empirical evidence and measurable data. Yet, many find themselves confronting experiences that cannot be explained through standard scientific frameworks. These encounters challenge the very notion of consciousness, suggesting that our understanding of human experience is far more limited than we might imagine. Researchers in the field of consciousness studies have begun to explore these phenomena with increasing scientific rigor. They argue that what we perceive as death might simply be a transition, a shifting of energetic states rather than a complete cessation of existence. The stories accumulate, each adding another layer to our understanding. Nurses report patients seeing loved ones who have long passed away. Doctors witness inexplicable moments of healing and connection that transcend medical intervention. And families share accounts of profound spiritual experiences that occur in the liminal spaces of hospital rooms. These are not mere fantasies or wishful thinking. They represent a growing body of testimonial evidence that suggests human consciousness is far more complex and mysterious than our current scientific models can explain. What emerges from these accounts is not a sense of fear, but of profound wonder. The ghosts on hospital beds are not harbingers of terror, but messengers of a deeper, more compassionate understanding of human existence. reminders that our journey might extend far beyond the physical boundaries we currently comprehend. As medical science continues to advance, perhaps we will develop the tools and understanding to more fully explore these extraordinary experiences. Until then, they remain powerful testimonies to the profound mystery of human consciousness, whispers from a realm that exists just beyond our current perception.